Oh, dang it. Good morning. I'm out at my little private airfield here. I've got a new to me airplane. It's used. I have completely gone through it as much as possible, checking all the screws and servo horns and everything, make sure it's tight, prop, check the balancing. Done my due diligence to make sure that the plane is in working order to fly, as you should with any new plane even, but particularly a used plane. You just don't know the condition of things, so you really want to give it a good once over to make sure everything is in good order as much as you can. Give me just a minute to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, PCBWay. PCBWay is the partner you need for all of your electronics and manufacturing needs. You can order high-quality custom printed circuit boards, 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, and more. The order process is quick and easy, and they have fast delivery. Visit PCBWay through the link below, and you will receive a $5 discount off your first order. Thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. This one does have the AR637. I do have safe available. I don't know for sure if I'm going to use it initially, but we'll give it a test once I get it in the air. Let me plug this in. I have checked the CG. I've got a 4S2200 battery in it. Had to push it quite a ways forward. Let me just show you where that is on this bird. So the end of the battery is right here, so actually in front of the rear strap. That seemed to put my CG where I wanted it, which is right on this line here. This plane does have slightly smaller tires than the Timber X and Timber Evolution that we've flown over here before, and the surface is a little rougher than last time. It's been a little while since I flew over here with a wheel lander. So I'm going to do a little bit of taxi testing first just to make sure that they roll okay. Should be okay, but there's a lot of bumps, so I'm hoping I don't fall in any holes. Need to get out here and drag this and get it a little smooth again. I'm not going to put it in safe to take off because I just don't know what to expect. Also, I do have the flap mix.
Take off flaps down. Landing flaps down.
I've got the book elevator to flap mix, but I have heard conflicting information on other reviewers on how much elevator to mix in, if any, or up or down. But I've mixed in some down elevator to keep it from ballooning. We'll see what that does. But I'm going to take off without flaps and get it up airborne, get about 50% throttle, and then assuming everything else seems okay when I do some taxi tests, I'll do some flybys at a higher altitude, try the flaps, see if it balloons or anything. A little nervous, but the way I approach maiden flights is I try to be analytical about it. I try to have a good plan. So I get airborne, try to get stable as soon as possible, and then I'll get it up 2-3 airs high, 50-60% throttle, do a couple of straight flybys, check the trim. Once I get it where I'm comfortable it's trimmed out and flying pretty straight and level at mid throttle, flip it into safe mode and just to make sure that is straight and level, and then try the flaps, see if we get any ballooning, and then take it from there. Let me do a couple of taxi tests first. I also got to watch out, there's some anthills out here. They're mostly over there, so hopefully I'll be out of them over here. Light breeze coming out of that way, so I'm going to be taking off that way. We'll see how it goes. I don't have any low rates, but I do have about 30% expo. It's pretty bumpy. No, it wanted to take off. Do one more taxi. Double check my control surfaces one more time. So right aileron goes up, left aileron goes down, left aileron's up, elevator does go up, elevator down, does go down, right rudder, left rudder.
Landing flaps down.
Flaps are looking good.
Take off flaps down, flaps up.
Timer is set. I got it set for 5 minutes, but I'm using a throttle percent, so it's proportional to how much throttle I'm giving it. Boy, she moves. About 50% throttle. Flying straight. Looks good. Doesn't look like it's going down or anything. Maybe a little bit of down. So I need to do some up trim, I think. Boy, it's stable. Looks beautiful. I'm just still putting around at about 50%.
4 minutes.
She flies pretty nice. Alright, let's do some flap tests. Actually, you know what? First I'm going to try my safe mode. See what she does.
Safe mode.
Auto leveling works. Got my bank limits. It turns pretty sharp for safe.
High rate.
Alright, safe mode looks good.
Safe mode.
Let me do safe mode. I'll do a little flyby and see how stable it is at speed.
High rate.
Alright.
Take off flaps down.
Didn't see any ballooning. That was good.
Landing flaps down.
Well, it actually went down a little bit.
Take off flaps down. Flaps up.
Actually got a little bit of down, I think, when I had full flaps on.
Landing flaps down. Flaps up.
Yeah, I'm not liking that down trim. It's a little too much. It's dipping down. Alright, let me boy, it's fast.
Landing flaps down.
I might have to keep a little up elevator with my flaps down, but I want to slow it down. Nice.
Flaps up.
Beautiful. Greased it. Alright, I'm going to get rid of the, where am I at, 2.5 minutes? I don't know if you'll be able to see this, probably not, but change my elevator mix. I don't like that. It's too much down elevator in that mix. I got 2 for takeoff flaps, 6 for landing flaps. See if that works better. Alright, I got takeoff flaps on. Let's get her up in the air again.
Flaps up. Landing flaps down.
Still went down.
Flaps up. Landing flaps down.
Let's bring her back down. Get rid of that. Yeah, it's still pitching down.
Flaps up.
Or maybe I even need a little up at full flaps. That's probably what I need. I'm just going to set it to 0. I still had 6 in there. I might even want to go negative on that.
Take off flaps down.
Go take off flaps again. Need to get my AV and ESC in there so I get reverse thrust. Be a little more peace of mind.
Two minutes. Flaps up.
Alright, let's try these flaps again.
Take off flaps down.
Takeoff flaps seems fine. Alright.
Landing flaps down.
Still pitching down.
Takeoff flaps down.
Still seems to be pitching a little bit down.
Landing flaps down.
Alright, I'm going to try landing it. Oh, dang it.
Pressure cut. Flaps up. Pressure active.
Alright, how are we looking? Any damage? Control surfaces seem okay. Yeah, clip that wing a little bit. Says I got a minute and a half. I only have the one battery today. I'm actually down to one 4S battery. I need to get some new ones. Oh, I forgot because I crashed. I was gonna change my
Flaps up.
landing flap mix. Got a bit of a rattle coming from somewhere, maybe the prop.
Landing flaps down. 1 minute. Pressure cut.
Yeah, I got one servo that seems a little sus. Gotta keep an eye on that servo. That one might be ready for a replacement. Alright, let's go back into my curve. I know you can't see this, but what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the curve. I have a custom curve for the flaps, so I can makes it a little easier to change each position independently. So I'm going negative on the basically give me up slightly elevator. I'm going to go +3, which is basically 3 degrees or 3% down elevator in takeoff flaps, and -3 on landing flaps. Seems to be what it's asking for. Says I got 1 minute left. I don't have my battery checker with me, but
Flaps up.
that was actually my first full throttle takeoff. I hadn't even really tried it. The thing takes off pretty good. It's a pretty good STOL airplane. All right, let's try my flaps again. See what they do in full landing flaps.
Landing flaps down. 30 seconds.
I get ballooned up a hair when I first kicked them on. Better get it in. I don't really know how it's gonna perform. I think it's got the same motor as the Timber Evo.
5, 4, 3.
Well, I'll take that. A little bumpy, but
Flaps up.
I would call that a successful maiden voyage for sure.
Pressure cut.
Throttle cut. Nice. We'll go back to the over to the house across the street and check that battery voltage. That was basically, I had 3 seconds left on my 5-minute timer, and that was proportional. I usually set up a cumulative timer to see what the total flight time was rather than just the 5-minute, because that was probably about a 10-minute flight or so with my percentage throttle percent scaling. Alright, this is a Spektrum Gen 2 smart battery, so I have to use the Spektrum battery checker. Alright, we're down to 24%, 3.76 volts. That's about perfect. Excellent. Call that a very successful maiden voyage. Thanks for watching.